Hi, I'm Rob Schoenbeck, a researcher in the digital humanities and a writing specialist at the Center for Excellence in Writing and Communication at UC Irvine. I'm joined by David Lacey, who is an experienced teacher and also has been working here at the center as a writing specialist for some time as well now. One of our most important focuses in this unit is peer review, and David has been doing peer review in his courses for a long time now. So, David, why don't you tell us a little bit about peer review? What are some of the most important things to keep in mind?
Sure, and thank you, Rob. A lot of my own students think of peer review, especially if it's one of their first or earlier times doing it, as the blind leading the blind. They're often very anxious about what do I have to offer to another student when I'm still learning these skills myself. And the answer is actually quite a bit more than they realize, and it's in doing peer review that they'll begin to feel comfortable doing that. And so, first off, I always prefer in my own classes to focus on just a few key issues in any particular peer review, whether it's thesis and or other higher order concerns, or perhaps we spend a day working on some specific lower order concerns that we've talked about before, so the students know that they're looking exactly for something that we've talked about in a prior class. And that seems to help them feel more comfortable to zoom in on a few key issues. Additionally, and this one's a little bit more difficult for some students, I ask them to be critical of their peers, and this can be tough for them. They either want to be really nice and they're afraid of providing critical feedback. It's perceived as negative and being mean, or maybe sometimes they're just in a rush. They want to finish this project, they're not comfortable doing it, they just want to let it go. But the kindest thing you can do with peer review is give strong, critical, substantive feedback. This is their grade on the line when it comes to these papers. And if you're just going to pat someone on the back and say yes, no, good job, you're not really doing your peer, classmate, friend any real favors. So I try to get them to really look for areas that need improvement and be more willing to be critical of those areas.
Thank you. And so it's important then to realize that you do have something to contribute, right? That even students who might not consider themselves the most confident writers still have experience reading a lot of writing, and so they themselves are able to contribute.
And that's a huge point. And peer reviewing is not just the active process of conducting it for someone else, but reading the paper in and of itself can be confidence building. Seeing where another person, this might sound odd, but doesn't do something well that you do well, quietly gives you a sense of confidence. And then seeing areas where, I always never understood why my instructor was so tough on me here. It looks like this person has a stronger grasp on this. So even the process of reading is tremendously helpful. Absolutely, yeah. And the only other thing I would add is it's important that students meet up with different people to do their peer reviews. Each student is obviously going to bring different skill sets to the table, and they should be meeting with different students on, not just on any given peer review day, but the next peer review session they should be meeting with someone else as well. So,
definitely. Any other final tips that you'd like to leave the students with about peer review?
Stay confident. Don't be afraid of criticizing. At the same time, leave that positive note there. Now, look for something that is actually worth recommending, not just, in reverse, not just something that you want to just finish the assignment and you're required to put something positive there, but let them know the area that they're doing well in. It will maybe perhaps push them to continue doing precisely that. So,
thank you very much.
All right, thank you.